we are now live with our December council meeting for Awake in the North. I am Gothi Beast, and as you can see this month we're actually doing video, because we're doing a little bit different this time. So with me this evening I have Brad Moreland, who is the Chancellor of Regnabui 8. Brad, wave your hand. Brad, wave. Can you wave? Can
Are
you
you
hear
talking to me?
Yes, you're Brad, dude. Okay.
Hi.
Next to Brad, we have Mike. Mike is a new member,
I
a new
can
addition
bear-
to the board. Mike
Yeah,
is...
it's
what, Brad?
sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Mike is our new Chancellor of the Emissary Program. He's got some awesome news when it's his turn there. Next to Mike, to the right on my screen, which is now your screen, is Lady Galaxy, who is our scribe. The black square beneath Brad with kind of red highlights is Becca, who we can't see.
Okay.
Becca is our Chancellor of Military Services. Next to Becca in the center is another new addition, Wolver. And then off to the side, who just turned off the light, the man with the amazing hair is our Treasurer, Russ. And then down bottom center is our Chancellor of Public Relations, Callista. Anya is not going to be able to make it this evening. Anya is our Chancellor of Member Affairs. We're also missing Storm, who is our Chancellor of Racial Diversity. So, we'll go ahead and just jump right in this and get started. Brad, Chancellor of Regnabui 8, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Is this format working better for you?
It's okay. I think it's about the same, but that's all right. At least I can see everybody.
Okay. All right. So what do you have to report from your chancellorship this month?
Well, this month there's actually not a whole lot to report on except for the 10th being it's a World Human Rights Day, which the UN started that in 1948 to basically give everybody in the world human rights freedoms.
Okay.
So on the 10th of December every year, we celebrate that. But I also, in Discord, created a new room, and it's for current news rather than just random articles. I felt that it needed to be split into current and then possibly older article. So, and then I will add pins to each month so that people can just pick a month later on and follow it.
Very cool.
So
that would be good.
And I encourage everybody to participate in it.
Now, Regnabui 8, that's for the LGBT crowd, right?
Yes.
Okay. But I'm not LGBT, so I don't have any business being in there.
Right. Right, but I made that channel, the news channel, not private so that everybody could participate in it, because there's going to be things in there that affect the whole, everybody rather than just the LGBT community.
Okay. Awesome. That is good to know. Anything exciting happening in your life this month? Yeah, take that as a no. Okay. So, Cal has just joined the room here. She'll be on here shortly.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on over to Mike, who is our new Chancellor of the Emissary Program. Mike, how you doing?
I'm good.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. So, this is your first exposure to the folks.
No, not really. Other than helping you.
Brad, I think you've got a delay there.
That's
You're
always
coming
fun.
over still. You're not talking, but your audio is just now coming through. Okay, sorry, Mike. As a new kid in the group here, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you and what it is you do with Awaken North?
I'm Mike. Chancellor of the Emissary Program, which will be our outreach, kind of building the community, getting out, creating the online, bringing it offline, try to maybe try to give the solitary practitioners maybe some safe place, an environment where they can come and meet other people like themselves outside of the internet, because that seems to be like where we do all of our stuff is online. But
Right.
I think that the two main reasons that people come to an organization like Awaken the North is education and community. And so the emissary program is an important aspect of that, to bring that community to their town, their home, wherever, offline.
Awesome. And what are the requirements for being an emissary?
Well, you got to be a full member, which we define as being, 90 days, 60
Right.
days?
90.
Hold on. I'm scrolling up to that. I don't want to, misspeak.
It's 90 days.
All right, you got to be an active member for 90 days. You got to have a laptop. I'm not sure how we're going to actually do that, because most of this emissary program can be done with an app. So we might be a little lax on the laptop, but there's a lot of other things that a laptop would be very useful for. You've got to agree to pass a background check. We're going to be doing some background checks for people. We just want to make sure that we've got good people that we're putting out in the community representing Awaken the North. We don't want to, a felony conviction is not going to disqualify you automatically. It'll depend on what that conviction is. Of course, any kind of child endangerment is going to be an automatic disqualification. We'll get more details on that later. You got to have either a Facebook account or a Discord account to be an emissary. You got to be active on one of the two platforms. When we start getting the team leads, I'm going to want you to be active on both Facebook and Discord. So that's something to consider for team leads, but we're not even taking applications yet, so we'll get there.
Is that it?
That's the requirements as of right now.
Cool. And there's a training available?
The other requirement, I'm sorry.
You said there was a training available?
Right, that's another one of the requirements. You got to successfully pass the training program. I've been working on that. I'm pretty much ready to roll that out. There's a few details that we need to work out a little bit, talk about. But for the most part, the training program is pretty much in the website, ready to go.
Awesome. Do you know when you're going to start taking applications?
Well, realistically, we could start taking applications at any point, but I'm not going to start enrolling anybody until at least January.
Okay.
Into the training. But we can start taking applications pretty much any time and start kind of going through. The first crop is going to be I'm going to hand pick them. I want to have the very first ones are going to be probably become the team leads eventually. So I'm going to be pretty selective on the first few that we bring through. They're going to be the ones that are going to help Wolver and I, train up the rest of them and bring everybody up to speed. So I guess start putting applications in. It's up on the website for the applications.
Awesome. All right. I'll go ahead and put the link to the applications in the comments down below off of this, so that those who are watching this later on can get it and go apply. Emissary program is going to be an amazing thing. It's a great way for us to get our name out there and be available for folks to come to us. We are not proselytizing. We're not going door to door. We're not knocking. We're not chasing people down saying, hey, have you heard about Odin? We're making ourselves available at local pagan pride fests or at the local bookstore or at anywhere that heathens and pagans tend to gather, and saying, hey, look, we're here. If you have questions, come talk to us. And the emissary training program will be a way of making sure that those that we put in that position with our name know what they're talking about. So it's an amazing thing, and I'm excited for Mike to get it done and get it rolled out. So it'll be good. So Mike, tell us one exciting thing that has happened to you in this last month.
It hasn't happened yet, but my son's coming home for leave on the 17th. We go pick him up from the airport, so that's going to be my exciting thing for the month.
That'll be great. When's the last time you saw him?
We went up and visited him August. I think it was August. We went up and visited him. They finally got off base Liberty, so we were able to like get him for the whole weekend, but he couldn't go. He couldn't come home. We could go visit for a weekend.
Right. And for the viewers who don't know, tell us about your son. Quick blurb.
He's U.S. Navy. He's in school to be an electronic technician. 4th generation. That matters. But, that's not my only kid, though.
Right. But he's your
But
favorite.
it seems like he gets all the highlights right now.
All right. Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you on the team, or back on the team because you were with us originally.
Back on.
Yep. It's good to have you back, and I know we're going to do exciting things. So we're going to go ahead and move on down now. If I can unmute. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do. Oh. Becca?
Hello.
There you go. Okay. We're going to move on to Becca, who you cannot see because she's sitting in the dark. She is that oddly somewhat red face here in the black background looking like a horror movie.
That's how I like to keep it.
Yeah. Becca is our Chancellor of Military Services. Becca, what do you have to report for us this month?
So we have one beard accommodation request. I'm working with that person right now. It's a little bit difficult as they got rid of social media, and they have also applied to be a member. Funny enough, I noticed somebody else was asking for help with a beard accommodation in another pagan group. Turns out it was this guy's friend, so he's looking to learn. So his application is actually going to be coming in, although I don't know his name because I'm terrible at reading Old Norse, so that's something I know I need to work on. But there's 2 applications coming in. I'm sorry, 1 application coming in. The beard accommodation is being worked on. We're figuring out those kinks, figuring out how to navigate him through the website and get him set up with Discord. With everything else, there's not a whole lot going on. I guess that's a good thing. Maybe, depending on how you look at it, nothing bad to report. I am really excited to be working with Mike with a possible military emissary branching off of his program that's in the works. So we're going to see what can be done with that. I know he's pretty busy with that, so that's obviously something that's later down the road, but I'm super excited. He's got some good stuff going on with that. I'm excited to see what else he's got planned as far as that's concerned. It seems that the letters that I sent out, I signed and wrote for our guys and gals overseas were well received. One actually tagged us on Instagram, which was really exciting to see. And they really appreciate it. So that's all I hope is that those overseas that can't come home know that we're thinking about them. We didn't forget them. and they do matter. So that's really all I have to report. Nothing too crazy going on.
Sweet.
Beast, I still don't know what you want me to do as far as those email addresses are concerned. I think we're still working on that. Right now it's tabled.
Right.
With,
We're-
I think they're chaplains or religious leaders in the military. So I think we're still on hold for that, just kind of
Right.
figuring out how to navigate through that. But other than that, no real big news is good news. Nothing bad, just all good stuff all around.
Awesome. And what is one good thing that's happened to you this month?
Oh crap. Well, the month just started.
Well, since our last meeting.
Started woodworking again because I got a couple orders in the works.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, so we got another Mjolnir going out. I got a request for runes, so I got to get a scroll saw blade for that, which is cool. Got a couple of inquiries, so that's always good.
Cool. And so everyone knows, remind us about that part. What's your business name?
Oh, so I have a little side gig called The Little Hammer That Would. It's exactly how it sounds. It's very punny. It's a little ode to my patron Thor, and I do woodworking with my wife. So, shameless plug, I guess.
Your business and the web links and such are on the Awaken the North website under merchants, and it'll take you directly to your page. So anyone who wants to look at some really cool woodworking stuff, go check out Becca and her Little Hammer That Would, and that's WOOD. So
just be patient because I am in the military too, so production and shipping times may vary.
All right. Moving on, dead center of the screen for those watching is a smiling face of a still picture for Wolver. Wolver, are you here?
Yes.
Say hi.
Hello.
Tell us real quick who you are.
Wolver, I'm gonna be working with Mike, helping things out. Happy to be here, learning new stuff.
Awesome.
That's about all I got.
Where's your girlfriend?
I have no idea.
Because she's supposed to be here too.
Um,
I am here.
yeah.
Oh,
been here
It is.
you're down in the bottom corner. Okay.
I was here for my full thing.
Okay. All right.
Being
I didn't realize.
respectful. That's how it is.
I don't even know what that is a picture of. What is that a picture of?
It's a dirt path in the middle of this place my family goes to. I don't know if I'd call it like the woods, because it's like the deserty woods that are. I don't know what to call it, but in the woods, it's dirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll take your word for it, dear. Since you're talking, let's go ahead and get your check-in.
I knew it was a trap.
Pretty
I knew
much.
it was a trap before I spoke. I knew he knew I was here.
Okay,
Nothing
Cal.
really to report. Everything's been pretty relaxed and easy.
Cal,
Yes.
you're walking through those woods that are in your picture, and suddenly you come across a bridge.
The funny thing is, you don't realize how true that is. There is a lot of sketchy bridges in that forest, because most of them aren't really bridges.
There you go.
They're fallen.
So it's been pretty quiet on your front, correct?
Yeah, people don't misbehave. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, people do misbehave, but usually everybody's pretty respectful and nice.
Right. So
That
what
and
I'm
I
what
try
I'm,
not to
what
look
I'm
at the lawless
hearing-
wasteland that is the public group.
Yeah, true. What I'm hearing is that you don't have a whole lot to do.
I mean, that is true. It's very
Which-
peaceful.
Which means you have more time to do other things.
I thought about learning to jump.
What I'm going to have you do is get with Mike later on, and you two talk.
Sure.
Because Mike's got a lot of stuff that the Hydriton should be doing. And he'll fill you in and show you how to do all
I
that.
do.
Because he used to be the Hydriton. And he knows how it goes. So, yeah. Get with Mike
Okay.
later
That
on,
sounds good.
and we'll figure out more. So, have you completely rested from your trip yet?
If I'm being completely honest, I've had like 4 hours of sleep in the last few days. Not because like of anything negative in my life. I just I have problems like sleeping. But other than that, yeah, I actually have recovered from my back is fully healed from sleeping on an air mattress. Don't get old.
But
That's
you
my
got
one
to go
piece
on a
of life
trip.
advice. That seems to be true for everybody. Just don't get old.
You got to go on a
I
trip.
did. I saw a rabbit. Yeah, I did. It's great. You're
All right,
trying to get me to
let
talk
me
about like
drag this
my
out of
personal
you
life,
piece
and
by
it's-
piece.
It's
Where did you
It's not gonna
go?
be easy because I don't even talk about me.
This is the chance for you to do
Oh,
such.
I went and visited this crazy lady who lives in this place called Deseret with a bunch of cats. And I brought my girlfriend there because I was scared that she was going to eat me and bake me into a pie. The best part is she's not at this meeting, so she can't dispute this. Oh,
This is true.
I'm not talking about my girlfriend. She is here. I mean
But-
the evil witch lady who's going to bake me into a pie.
Since you were late joining us, I think you might have missed the disclaimer that this is being recorded, both audio and visual. So that means there will be
See-
plenty of opportunity for her to watch it live later and then call you. So just be aware.
I try to live in the now, so future me, that's just a problem that they're going to have to deal with. But yes,
It's
I
a problem
am,
for future you.
I am very happy to know that. I'm very happy to know that now I will actually understand more of my job other than mediating between people being mad at each other. Because while that is an entertaining part, it does seem to be a limiting part when people don't misbehave.
Right?
Like, I'm a dinosaur.
All right. Well, let's move on.
Would you like me
But
to
I
pick
still
a fight in the Discord server so you have something to do?
No.
No, don't do that. Only the evil witch is allowed to do that. Well, she's not allowed to. I just can't stop her. I've tried to for years, but she's just so feisty. And just so people who listen to this know, I love Anya. She's like my sister. I'm only teasing her. She's a nice person. I went and visited her. That's what Beast was trying to get me to talk about. It was great. I also went to Las Vegas, which was also great.
And got to spend time with your
Ask the
girlfriend,
other
who
two
on my
people who
screen
were
is right
there.
above you.
Details.
All right, I'll let you off the hook now. You can stop talking. It's okay. Go slink back and hide in your hole again.
Oh, thank God, it's over.
All right, that brings us to Callista. How are you, darling?
Hi,
Hi.
I'm okay. I'm here.
That's a good thing.
Hi.
We like that you're here.
Yeah,
So, exciting news.
I like
from
that I'm here.
Your
usually.
chancellorship.
As far as like public affairs, I just keep doing what I'm doing and spreading the good word. editorially, um, newsletters on track to go out on the 15th. I've got a couple little tweaks to do. Got to change up the color scheme and plug some stuff in, and but I have not as much material as I had for the fall newsletter, but I've got an okay amount. Ellen submitted a few articles and another comic. And Denise Ann Kyer sent me a beautiful painting of Scotty that she did. So that will be included. I know Galaxy sent me some stuff. I've got your bit. So, yeah, it's all on track to go out, and hopefully we can keep getting people to hold their interest in it. So they'll send me things. So,
Cool.
yeah, that's where we're at.
That works. Mike, you had a question?
Not necessarily a question, but one of the things about the emissary program is I'm going to very much encourage the emissaries to be submitting,
Right.
Human interest pieces from their area to our newsletter.
Oh, that'd be
Magazine.
awesome.
We're calling it a magazine.
Newsletter, but
And of course, Invent, I definitely want them to do some type of write-ups and pictures, something that get them over to you for you to use however you're going to want to use them.
yeah, absolutely.
Teamwork.
That would be
Yay.
awesome. Yes. Makes the dream work.
Right.
Whatever that saying is.
All
I
right.
mean, we're not going to make it a requirement for them because some people can't write. They just don't have that ability.
Right.
So,
There might be an opportunity to, do like interviews and stuff. Just basically like send them a questionnaire and do a write-up for them.
yeah, something like that. Maybe some guided
Yeah.
help for some of them. Some of them are probably going to
Yeah.
be amazing authors that submit some really good stuff.
Could happen.
Well, the thing is, and this goes for everybody that's watching this, like a lot of the time you don't know what you've got in you until you put it to paper. So,
This is true.
try it.
Very true. All right. Have Mr. Sexy lean back and wave.
But
You're being asked to lean back and wave.
Everyone's been getting the glimpse of your shoulder and part of your arm as you're sitting there. So, real quick, introduce yourself and say hi.
Lean back. Lean back.
Introduce yourself and say hi.
Hello.
This is Ray. He's my husband. He's
You follow directions so
antisocial.
well.
Ray, very good to meet you.
I feel Ray's pain. I know what it's like to be put on, the spotlight beast. I can only imagine how horrible that is.
Hi, Ray. I didn't see you, but no pressure. You don't have to get on camera.
But it's Ray. Ray's
Hola.
amazing people. So, okay.
But he wouldn't let her pet the possum.
He wouldn't let me pet the possum earlier.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Careful.
Yep. It was probably a wise
It
decision,
was
though.
for my own good, apparently.
Canadian possums, you never know.
Yeah.
Never trust in Canadian possum.
Well, he's a big guy. He's like, this possum's like probably that long and maybe like that tall. Like, he's a big old boy.
Been around for a few.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't trust Canadian possums. All right. Let's
Don't
go
trust
ahead.
anything Canadian.
Yeah, this is true. Let's go ahead and move on to the meat and potatoes. Russ, how are you, sir?
Alrighty.
So this is
I'm
Russ
doing
Ferguson. He
fabulous.
is our chair of the Treasury. He is one that keeps our nickels and dimes and keeps them where they're supposed to be. So, how is
The
your
fun
report
stuff.
this month?
So I'll make this as entertaining as I can. And if I look weird, it's because I'm looking at a spreadsheet and not at whatever's on display. So for November, we kind of saw the trend continue where incoming funds are continuing to decline. For the, I want to say, 4th month in a row, Patreon dropped. Let's see. 2, 3. Yes, 4th month in a row, Patreon dropped down to 262, which is a new low for quite a few months now. I think since back in, oh gosh, June of last year. Things were kind of quiet, which is what I had kind of expected given October's activity being a bit lower. We did, looks like, spend quite a bit on shipping some stuff out, which is good. For December, I did look a little at the numbers so far, and Patreon dropped again down to 227.91. So a pretty substantial drop to 262 of November, dropped 35 overall. November and October were both months where we saw no additional member donations. We did have one pop up in December, which is cool. Good. Sales of merchandise. In November, a little on the lukewarm side at $45. That's down from like 97 in October, which is one of the higher months. It usually is around the 30 to 70-ish mark. It kind of goes up and down a whole lot, but 30 to 70 seems to be kind of normal. Let me take a quick look at the November specifics, see if anything kind of jumped out. Being negative Ghost Rider. By all accounts, November itself was a relatively standard month, but it's been on the quieter side, with income continuing to see that same downward trend. We are definitely going to be off in the projections, which is not a big issue or anything. I will probably redo those after December, just so we kind of have the last couple of months of 2021 in the bag before we try and re-forecast 2022 and 2023.
I know one thing I've heard from many of the
For
members,
some real nuts and bolts stuff,
especially with the Patreon, is the fact that times are just lean right now for everybody. And especially with the holidays, they have to pick and choose what they're spending money on. And I get it, $20 a month is a big chunk out when you're on a fixed income and such. So I expect it will probably go back up at the beginning of the year once this is all done. Hopefully once holidays are done and the cold weather is not sucking out heat bills like mad and things like that, hopefully folks will be able to come back and come back on strong. Either way, we're going to keep doing what we do.
I imagine so.
Yep.
Sounds fantastic. The last little bit of the nuts and bolts numbers. November on a whole was 542 up, 837 down for a net of a loss of 295. And I want to say we finished up today with some activity in December. Patreon coming in, donation, and then quite a bit more shipping stuff going out. We're at 79.05.
The big chunk of shippings that went out were today because I shipped out the loot boxes and the bloat boxes today. And that was a lot of shipping.
And I thought that might have been what it was.
Yep. So those all went out today, as well as a couple more pocket altars. We've got a couple more to send out tomorrow. But yeah, that's what it'd be.
Awesome.
Alrighty. You're not going to share spreadsheets
questions
on?
about the
What's that?
I totally missed what you said, Beast.
You're not going to share screen captures this time?
Am I going to share any what this time?
Screens. You normally share the
I
screens.
can.
You don't have to. I was laughing because normally you share the screen, so I have the recording set up for you specifically to capture when you're sharing the screens, and this time you didn't share them.
I apologize. I'll pull it up real quick.
There we go. Okay.
So
there we go. Look at her.
This is the November, and Beast, you got the November PDF in your inbox to go ahead and post the site.
Right,
which
it's already
looks
on the
prettier
site.
than it is in Excel, and in Excel it breaks it up. I apologize. In PDF, it's all one table.
Right.
This just shows just kind of the highlights of the debits and credits. And let's slide over to summary, actually monthly summary. The graph, which is getting a bit hard, so let me zoom this in a little bit. A little bit better, all right. And you can see in the last couple of months, both debits and credits have kind of fallen off a little bit.
Right.
November, October kind of steady, but down quite a bit from the big peak in August. And you can see that in November we did spend quite a bit more than we had brought in. December is still only 10 days in, so not much there. And if we slide down to the quarter 3 and quarter 4, there's a little more detail where you can see where August was a very active month. In September, October, November, and now December so far have been on the quieter side. There's the current grand total. Projections, which October, November were both quieter, not super substantial, but quieter than the 6.8, 6.9 that we predicted. December, I'm guessing, is going to be even a bit more of a deviation, so I'll redo all of 2022 and 2023. Maybe it's 2022, see how it kind of plays out.
Right.
In the summary table, just kind of see at adequate glance where the big coming and going is for money. Patreon, by all accounts, is definitely the primary source of revenue,
Right.
even dropping down to $227 like it is in December. It's still outclassing anything else, with donations typically being 0 to like 50, and shopping pops up a shopping cart. Merchandise, 97 was quite a lot for October. Usually it's like around 50 to 70. So 45 last month. And nothing so far this month, but like I said, December is kind of young. Though again, it is also the good old holidays.
Right.
And next time I'll totally share from the get-go. I wasn't sure if you wanted to have this in the video.
No, that's perfectly fine. All of this can be seen in the PDF that is on the website right now. I've actually uploaded November's PDF there, so that is good. Anyone can log into the website and look at all of the financials that we have up there for everybody. Now if I can get, there we go. All right, bring my screen back. There we go. Awesome. All right, so trust me, that will look cool on the recording. Doesn't look anything right now, but on the recording it'll be cool.
Awesome.
So it's good. All right, so I believe that is everybody except for Miss Galaxy.
How are you tonight, Beast?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm always good.
This is true. Yes. So, what do you have to talk about?
It's the only way to be.
As a scribe, what do you got to talk about?
I have a few things. I've got a few bullet points for you. We haven't touched on the new assistance app up on the website.
Right.
After we helped a family with some food.
We do have a application that's available on the Awaken the North website, to where members can access and submit a request for assistance, whether it's for financial assistance, food assistance, spiritual assistance. There's several different options there. It lets us as a council know what you need, what you're going through, and how we can help. Again, I'll drop the link for that down in the comments under this video here. We have been successful in helping a couple different families now with food and things like that, and it's been great. Of course, anything that is requested through the application is kept confidential. It is not spread around to anybody else, so don't worry about privacy issues there. What else do we got?
Right. We have the GoThart training program, of course. That's moving along very well. It looks very good. We've just recently finished up a few small projects with that and are currently updating.
It's work in progress, as always.
All good things take time and energy. And you, as you mentioned earlier, you updated all the financials and the recordings on the web recently.
Quick note on that. Unfortunately, due to technical
Oh.
issues, November's council meeting is not on the website. November's council meeting does not exist. That was an issue with the Craig Records over in Discord,
Oh no.
to where it didn't record the whole thing, and it was bad. So unfortunately, there is no audio recording of last month's meeting, but there wasn't all that much that was exciting in it anyhow, so it's okay. This one will be up. This will be our first one with video, to where
We do have
those listening
some-
can see us.
Right. I do have some notes from last meeting, but nothing that we haven't really covered in this update. We do have one more thing to discuss. I was kind of hoping Kat would show up tonight, but I know she has school.
Right.
We need to draft a letter to the merchants,
Mhm.
updating and highlighting, their benefits of being with us and also their benefits of donating to the loot boxes.
Right.
I know I do, and Becca does, and quite a few of our merchants tried, but we would like to see some more of that.
Brad actually donated this month as well, and I was good and put them all in the
Thank you,
boxes.
Brad.
He did some amazing work, and I'm excited
Uh-oh.
to see him. So that will be good. But yeah, the for the merchant
That's
side,
exciting. And that,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say the loot boxes are a benefit of being a patron donor,
Right at the $20 level. On
for
our
those that don't
Patreon.
know.
Yep, $20 level on our Patreon account. You get the quarterly loot box, which has a variety of items in it from our different merchants. It's really kind of cool for the amount of stuff that you get for the $20 a month. It's really neat. So, but we do want to implore with our merchants to donate items and keep donating items for that. If it's a money issue, we can talk and we can see what options we have available to purchase them. But that's stuff that we can do between us. So if you have any issues with it or have any questions with it, or hey, if you want to become a merchant, contact me and let me know. And we'd be more than happy to talk about that. Anything else on our agenda?
No, I think we've covered most everything. We've welcomed our new members and are continuing to move forward in a grand way.
Right. Awesome. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to say? Nope. Alrighty. Well then, at that point then, I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to a close. Does anyone second to closing in the meeting?
Second closing.
Everybody. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the
Now.
recording. It's been great. We'll see y'all next month.